So we're down here in Ensenada in Baja, Mexico for the Baja 500. We've got the whole SOFLETE team down here. We've got 3 riders on the team doing 500 miles. You know, I've ridden a lot of gnarly stuff throughout my time riding and racing. This is the pinnacle.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. We finally made it to Baja. We've had a ton of hiccups, 3 canceled races this season. This was going to be kind of one of our pinnacle races, and now it's really just the first race of the season, so the work starts tomorrow, actually.
As a desert rat coming from Utah, being able to come down here and be a part of something that I only dreamed of as a kid, and now finally actually getting to do it, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. It's been a lot of work to get this race put together. Months of planning, months of preparation on the bikes. We're here, we made it. It's finally the time, so all of that work we've been putting in, getting the bikes together, all of the logistics and planning, and ready to get out and do some pre-running.
Initially, pre-running was supposed to be the guys getting out on these bikes, kind of setting off to different areas, running some chase cars in different directions. Guys getting a chance to see the routes they were going to be running, to get an idea and some eyes on, and some different conditions.
It's day 1 of pre-running for us. We're broken up today into 2 separate pre-running groups. We've got Brent and Josh over on the far side of the peninsula close to the beach, and I'm over here out in the middle of the desert a little bit north of San Felipe. First day really seeing how everything's going to shape up here, how the course is looking.
Yeah, so I took the cruisy section on the beach from Seth. You know, I just handed him the hardest, gnarliest stuff. He wants to be the team captain, so have at it, buddy. He's gonna be hitting the, you know, challenging technical terrain. I've got a couple speed zones in my section, and literally I'll just be chilling on the beach, having a good time, taking in the views.
I think Mexico's amazing. Ensenada's amazing, the food's amazing, the people are amazing, the views are amazing, and then we'll move to the riding. The riding, tough, ridden some of the hardest stuff, at least, you know, throughout the United States, and this, I would say, tops it all.
Yeah, so I was trying to get up on Rotten to get some good GoPro footage of him riding, and I washed out in one of the little mini ruts. My front end went left, my back end went right, and I just went over the bars. So, little trouble walking today, but I just got to be able to twist my right wrist, and we'll be all right.
Oh, that was a good one. Woo.
Contingency's wild, man. You've got 1,000 horsepower, maybe more trophy trucks that are right behind us, revving it up. They know they're the big show in town, and you know, we're sad guys pushing our bikes along, so they'll let us to the front of the line.
We're about to push our bike through tech. We're getting our helmet ready with the lights on it, and then we'll figure out what we fucked up and have to go jerry-rig together.
Getting in through contingency, it's a party of vendors, sponsors. Everybody's there for the race effort, trying to give you a bunch of free stuff because you're the guy going out there and braving this course. We're here at Tech in contingency, hoping to pass very easily and get back and rest before tomorrow.
Yeah. You want to suck on my nipple?
Please.
Suck on my zipper?
Please.
And then getting interviews and all that, it's pretty surreal, right? As a kid growing up watching Baja 500, it was always something so aspirational. You never thought you would get down here to see it, let alone, you know, be walking across contingency as a competitor. It was absolutely wild. And then doing that with all the crew from SOFLETE and the race team was absolutely epic. We've discovered that there's a disproportionate number of Marines entering this race, something about the suffering. Yeah, so we'll go off the line at 4:30-ish. So I've got a 2:30 a.m. wake up, kind of roll out of bed, throw my stuff on, truck will be packed. Chris and Seth will drive me down there to the start line and kick it off.
3:40 in the morning. Brent is just a few riders away. A lot of action here right now. A lot of energy, a lot of people are stoked to be here. And he's gonna take off and start the first 70 miles of the race.
You know, one of the guys here said it best, you can't win the race in the first 5 miles, but you can definitely lose it. So I'm just gonna be chilling, get it into the dirt, let the sun come up. I'm not even worried about the podium. I'm just keep telling the guys, hey, all we set out to do is finish it and have a good time.
We are very competent riders and athletes out here, but we still have to put it in reserve to make sure that we preserve the machine for the next rider to hop on top and get home to our families.
wild man.
Got a little lost about 2 miles up the wrong road. No signs, just in a washing at T's. Good times. Just people at every turn pointing flashlights 42 directions. So like 3 times I had somebody like doing this number and I go past and there's a fence.
6 a.m., it's the start of the morning. The first 30 miles of my section isn't bad, but it turns immediately to some really hard stuff.
Yeah, so Seth's got it wide open now, sun's up, it's hot, but you can see everything, and he's just going for it, trying to gain ground. You really make a lot of difference when you can pick up a lot of miles per hour. When you're just trying to pick apart, 1 mile an hour here and there, it's hard to make ground, but when you can get on it and stay on it 50, 60 miles an hour, you're going 5, 10 miles an hour faster than the competition. Do you want to take an hour-and-a-half break for this 40-miler and then get back on?
It's all right. I ran it already, so I know what to expect.
You're good?
Are we gaining time? Be honest.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You're making position.
I'm good.
That brake line looks Just hit Seth's last check-in. The bike looks good. He feels good. He's a little tired. This is his last check-in, so now he's got to go 50 miles, and then I'm going to jump on the bike, and I'm going to ride the bike from race mile 285 over to Rotten at race mile 400, and then he's going to bring it home.
Ideal at the end. Yeah, I did. Yeah, so started off at mile 70 for about the first 30-40 miles. It was very chill, smooth, flowy, and then it just turned into a rock garden for, I don't know, 100 miles of just rocks, just a lot of sketchy stuff. And then really from mile, I don't know, 100 to 210, all sketchy. And then from 210 to 285 was just whoops. So it was a little bit of a break from the sketchiness, but still just extremely fatiguing. But we're done now, and I'm very thankful for that.
For me, I don't really start thinking about it as a race until halfway. Once you're halfway, most of the guys are done. Most guys aren't going to finish this race. If you can get the bike to halfway, that's when the race starts. And so you hit that mark and you can start to pick up the pace a little bit more, you feel a little bit more comfortable. We use athlete training programs to get ready for the races. So as far as a base of fitness goes, I feel like we're leagues ahead of the competitors. Skill-wise, we suck on dirt bikes, but the fitness is there. So we'll be able to ride all day. And I've got no question that Seth and Rotten will be able to take this thing all the way in.
My section, in the beginning, it changed a lot from actually when we pre-ran. After the trucks pre-ran it, a lot of the big rocks and really janky sections that I was kind of nervous about kind of disappeared. But still going into a lot of sections kind of reserved. Because 100 miles is a long way and there's a lot of rain ruts and washouts. 40 miles that we weren't allowed to pre-run, kind of just got to squeeze it at your knees and grip it and rip it. A little tired, a little sore, but the adrenaline coming through town, getting on the finishing stand, and on top of that, our regular day jobs and training on top of that. Finally collaborated all that stuff together and we got down here and finally finished our first international race. Huge accomplishment for us and the team.